It's good, y'all. I'm Dr. Trehunna. So it's Transformation Tuesday. So today I'm going to teach you something new about the human body. All right. Now, this topic might be a little bit more controversial. Why? Because we hold it so dear to our hearts. Okay. So today what we're going to cover is fructose, right? And why you shouldn't have as much fructose if you want to maintain a healthy body composition and you're somebody who wants to be in the best metabolic health. Not good, but best metabolic health. Okay, so first things first, there's multiple varieties of sugars that exist on Earth. Okay, there's glucose, there's fructose, there's sucrose, there's galactose, maltose, etc. Right? All families of sugar. Right? Now, the human body actually runs off glucose. That is the main form of energy for the human body, glucose. Right? But a lot of people get blood sugar and glucose mixed up. Okay, so when people say, oh, my blood sugar levels are rising, right? 9 times out of 10, it's not the sugar that you're thinking about in the household. It is glucose, okay, which is a monosaccharide. Sucrose, which is table sugar, is a disaccharide, okay? And a disaccharide means 2 monosaccharides linked together, okay? So fructose is totally different and metabolized different in the human body than glucose, all right? So that table sugar that you have in your house right now or in your pantry, that is a sucrose molecule, which means it has both glucose and fructose, all right? Now, fructose is the thing that you taste when you like the sweet sensation. So let's say you get some ice cream and you're like, oh, this ice cream tastes amazing, right? Or if you're baking a cake and it tastes really sweet, that is actually not glucose. That is actually fructose, okay? So keep that in mind. Anytime you taste something sweet, it is fructose. All right. Now, the problem is with fructose is not the simple fact that it has fructose in it, okay, per se. It's about how the body naturally metabolizes fructose. That is the issue. And ironically, a lot of Americans consume a lot of fructose and we don't understand where it's coming from. Okay, so keep in mind, table sugar, once again, is a sucrose molecule, right? But that's not the main form of fructose that we get. We get majority of our fructose from what? High fructose corn syrup, okay? Or HCFS for short. And that's coming from what? Your sodas, juices, etc., right? Also, a lot of Americans, we was taught that, oh, fruit is healthy, right? So we consume a lot of fruit. But majority of fruit has what? The majority of sugar within the fruit is fructose. As long as honey has a lot of fructose. But once again, because you was taught that, oh, these things are healthy for you, and now if you have a plate of Brussels sprouts and you have a choice of getting between, once again, Brussels sprouts or berries, 9 times out of 10, which one are you gonna pick up? You're gonna pick the berries. Why? It tastes better. It got more fructose in it. Okay, so on this video, I'm gonna explain to you why you want to go ahead and stay away from it or have it in moderation if you want to maintain a healthier body composition. So if you're already on my program, all my clients already know the human body metabolizes glucose and fructose totally different. What do I mean by that? So let's say we have a donut, right? You eat the donut. Now, because a donut is composed of mostly glucose, right? Your whole entire body can process a donut. Right? Every single cell in the human body has a receptor for glucose. All right. Now, because fructose is metabolized only by the liver or hepatocytes, anything that says HEPAT in front of it means it has something to do with the liver. Okay. So for instance, if you heard of hepatitis, right? That means inflammation in the liver. Okay. So only your liver can process fruit and alcohol. That's why we all seen a skinny man, right? But if he drinks alcohol all day, what does he have? A beer belly. Make sense? Now, a lot of people, once again, because we eat a lot of fruit and we was taught that fruit is healthy for us, we consume a lot of fruit and we're thinking, oh, we're going to get the same benefits as eating vegetables. No, you're not. All right. So if you consume a lot of fruit, especially in a smoothie form, right? You're drinking it. Now it's a lot of a fructose load. And that's why you see a lot of women usually have more of a pudge here as well. Okay. Men naturally prioritize alcohol. Women naturally prioritize fruit. At the end of the day, get stored at the exact same place. Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, fruit and alcohol, of course, we already know that fruit is healthier than alcohol, but it's going to be metabolized by the body the exact same way. Okay? Your body's going to store it in the viscera area or create visceral fat. All right? Now, here's the main reason why fructose is not good if you want to really see the scale drop or maintain a healthier body composition. Keep in mind, as humans, right? Even though we don't view ourselves as animals, we are animals, okay? So, ironically, a bear. When a bear is throughout the whole seasons or 3 seasons out the year, right? It is roaming the earth and is actually eating majority of protein-based stuff, salmon, whatever that may be, right? Now, ironically, when a bear is trying to hibernate, you know what a bear goes to? They go to a fruit tree. They eat a lot of grapes, preferably, right? They eat a lot of grapes, and because a bear's body, once it's receiving a lot of fructose, it immediately tells or signals to the body to store fat. A bear goes to fruit trees, eat a lot of fruit in preparation for hibernation, right? Which means what? Now I'm going to go into this cave, and now the bear is not going to be doing any activity or any roaming or any foraging for food, and it's going to be good to go. Why? Because now the bear's body is going to run off the fat that accumulated throughout the time of for getting the fruit. Long story short, right? The same thing applies with hummingbirds. Hummingbirds, before they're about to do a long distance flight, you know what they do? They go to a fruit tree, preferably berries. They eat a lot of fruit, and now the hummingbirds is able to do this long distance flight without stopping. Why? Because they accumulated enough fat that the body can run off during this journey, right? Ironically, humans think we're any different. We're not. Okay? So when a human body receives a lot of fructose, right? What happens is the human body's main source of energy is ATP, right? Now, in order for your body to create energy, it needs ATP. Kind of like in order for you to make more money, you need to have some sort of money to make more money, right? You got to invest. And because you invested $100 now it's $10,000. Same thing applies with human body. So in order for your body to create ATP, it needs some sort of ATP in the first place. Now, when you give your body glucose, it is able to handle the load and is able to control and manage how much glucose is coming in at one time. Okay, so now some glucose comes in, now your body gets it, turns it to pyruvate, puts it in the Krebs cycle, and now it creates more ATP, about 32 ATP, right? When fructose, coming from fruit, coming from honey, coming from that Pepsi, comes in, now your body doesn't have anything to manage how much fructose is coming in because of the enzyme called fructose kinase. Okay, so now you're getting a whole lot of fructose coming in at one time, and your body's not able to handle that. Okay, so what's going to happen is now your body's depleting its ATP, right? To the point where now your body technically, or your cells, run out of ATP to convert this energy into more ATP, usable energy. So when your cells is depleted of ATP, now it signals to your body, hey, we have no energy. Why? Because the fructose literally ran through all the ATP. So now your body's thinking, okay, what we need to do is go ahead and store this energy because this person is obviously starving, right? There's obviously no food in this person's environment, right? So now your body's starting to store this energy that you're providing to it, which is coming from the form of what? Fructose. And that's why, as a lot of people, you notice when you having that smoothies or when you having that Chick-fil-A minis first thing in the morning, 3 to 4 hours later, what happens? You go find some food, or you're actually really starting to get hungry, feel like you ate for no reason. Why? Because you gave your body a lot of fructose. Also, there's a pathway in the human body where if you give your body a lot of high glycemic carbs, such as potatoes, such as chips, such as bread, such as rice, what your body can do is turn some of this glucose into fructose through a polyol pathway, basically through sorbitol. But I'm not going to get too scientific on y'all, all right? But long story short, the more fructose a human body consumes, the more times you signal to your body, I want you to store this as fat. Why? Because your body's thinking winter is coming because we are animals. Okay? So this might be a little bit controversial because once again, we was all taught that, oh, fruits is healthy for us. So can you have some fruit? Yes. Can you have fruit every single day if you're already somebody who is lean and in optimal metabolic health? Yes. If you're somebody who's pre-diabetic, if you're somebody that has hypertension, if you're somebody who is full-blown diabetic, right? Then it would behoove you not to have as much fructose. Why? Because once again, your body's already taking in so much glucose that your blood sugar is higher. So once you receive more fructose, it's going to convert that immediately to fat. All right. So what you need to do, and one thing you gotta keep in mind, that nobody just became diabetic overnight. In order for somebody to technically be diabetic, it took them 5 to 10 years of them wilding out, but they don't know. awareness is key of them wilding out for them to achieve a diabetic state where now the insulin that's being produced in your body is not able to handle how much sugar is in the body. Okay, so it takes some time to become insulin resistant, but now you can go ahead and reverse it if you have less fructose. That's why I advise all my clients, I don't want you to drink your smoothies. If you're gonna have some fruit, eat your fruit. Okay, the first thing you need to cut out is high fructose corn syrup, which is coming from what? Drinking juices or drinking sodas. That's why I tell my clients to use what? Drink diet sodas. Does that make sense? So that's what you basically need to do until you get to better metabolic health. After you get in better metabolic health, then my clients already know the best type of fruit is what? Berries. All right. So long story short, ladies, should you avoid fructose? If you're somebody that is not in the best optimal state when it comes to metabolic health, if you're not really as happy in what you see looking in the mirror, then you should have less fructose, okay? Until you get more healthier. After you get healthier, you can start having more, okay? Hopefully y'all learned something today. Once again, don't fear fructose, just understand fructose, all right? And that's your reset tip of the day that's going to help you stay snatched all the time. Know this summertime. Talk to y'all soon.